Alright, so take two, friends, because apparently my last video didn't work out very well. Apparently the Wi-Fi here at the California Science Center is not very good, so the video came out very blurry. And I don't really like that on my videos because it looks ugly. So take two. I'm here at the California Science Center at the Endeavour Exhibit, and I'm here with a few of my friends from the Star Trek Club, and we are looking at all the awesome things that have to do with the Endeavour, one of which is there's a really cool timeline that shows everything that we have done since like 1982. I think it's really cool. It wraps around the entire exhibit and it's pretty amazing. But I think the real reason why I decided to make a video today is because I think it's absolutely amazing that this exhibit is here. And moreover, I'm really excited that we are almost there. I mean, okay. In reality, it's going to be a long time before we colonize Mars, but we are working on our first manned mission to Mars. By the way, here's the fuel tank. Not the fuel tank, the rocket booster. My bad, the rocket booster. And I think this is really cool too. Whoops. Anyway, we are working on sending people to Mars, and I think that's amazing because that's where we started in Star Trek. In the show Enterprise, they kind of did flashback to going on a manned mission to Mars and colonizing Mars. Here's some more of the timeline. I think it's pretty awesome. What's even cooler is that every single tile is individually labeled with a requisition number, like a number ID, like a barcode for every single piece. And there are pretty awesome people here to tell you anything and everything that you want to know about the Endeavour. But I'm really excited that we are in a place where we might actually get to venture out into the stars. Sure, it's going to be a while. Probably in my lifetime, though, and that's really exciting. But my other question is, so they were afraid of what would happen if they ventured out into space and if there would be species that were violent or that were aggressive. By the way, here, whoops, sorry guys, sorry, is a totally awesome space hab. We are going to need those when we go off to Mars and other places because, you know, we can't breathe on Mars. And you can probably see one like this in the video of Martian, or in the movie The Martian. But my real question to you guys is, which species do you think get the worst rap on Star Trek? Because today we were talking about, or yesterday we were talking about the Ferengi and how the Ferengi in Star Trek get a really bad rap for being capitalistic and greedy and misogynistic. And yet there are people like that, like Rom and Nog, who eventually overcome the stereotypes that are placed on them. Rom becomes the Grand Nagus and becomes the head of reform in the Ferengi Alliance. And Nog joins Starfleet and becomes probably the opposite of what Ferengis are. And it just means that we are all more than the sum of our parts. And by the way, this is video take 2 because the internet kind of sucks here, and I tried to do a live video and it was terrible because it was super blurry, and I don't want you guys to have to stare at blurry faced me. So, I wonder what other species get a bad rap, like the Cardassians, or like the Andorians, who are just protecting their country. I mean, not their country, their planet. Or any of the other species. I'd like to know in the comments which species you think deserve a better rap, or which characters go against the traits that you would imagine are typical for their species. Because as we know, people are more than a sum of their parts. Data became as close to human as he could possibly be, and the Doctor learned and grew from his programming and became as close to sentient as any hologram can be. And Seven, man, she regained her humanity to the point where no one, if you didn't see the Borg implants on her face, you would not know that she was part Borg. She fell in love. She got married. She fell in love with Chakotay, and that's amazing. She's more than the sum of her parts, which I also believe to be true with people with autism. I believe that a lot of people seem to think that we are deficient, or that we do not work as well as other people, and that is not the case. I think that people with autism work to be more than a sum of their parts, just like Data or the Doctor or 7 of 9. And over time, we can become more than the sum of our parts, especially since we have these affinities for special things. And believe it or not, I surprised someone by telling them about something. There was a doctor at the last conference that I went to. Is called the Help Group Summit, and he was talking about affinities, which means things that people with autism like that may seem obsessive, repetitive, or I'm just shooting a video for YouTube, that may seem like narrow interests. But I told them, I said, with Meetup, it's easy to find people with the same interests and use those affinities to make friends. And believe it or not, that's what I did, guys. I found people on Meetup, who also like Star Trek. And now I see them at the very least twice a month. At the very most, I see them sometimes once a week, because I hang out with people like Chad all the time, or as much as he'll let me. I hang out with Shiri, well, as much as he'll let me, but lately that's not very much. I'm going to walk you all outside so you can see the fuel tank, because Eli was super excited to see the fuel tank, and I think you will be too. But yeah, the Doctor was very surprised to hear that I thought that Star Trek was a common interest, because they've started meetup groups. Hi, Shiri. I'm going to show them the fuel tank. I'm going to show them the fuel tank. I'm on my way. But he was surprised to realize that if you make a meetup group of people who have high-functioning autism, that having high-functioning autism, while it may be something that you have in common, is not necessarily a common interest. So, oh geez. Wow, okay, nobody can see my face, which is terrible. Let's see if I can get to a place where you can. Just listen to my voice. We're walking. I'm gonna show you guys there's no picture. We're walking towards the portable fuel tank, but there's no video right now because it's too bright outside. It needs to readjust. So, there we go. See, hi guys, I'm back. But this is the fuel tank for the Endeavour that they are going to attach to the Endeavour come a few months from now. And then they're gonna stand the Endeavour upright in the exhibit and show everybody how awesome this thing can be. So anyway, live long and prosper, guys. I gotta go find Sherry and Eli and go hang out with them as long as I can, because, well, that's what I'm trying to do, is hang out with people and make friends. So I will see you guys next week.